and we talked about probabilities of events that will not happen. And we say that to find that, we subtract 1 minus the probability of the opposite, or the probability that it will happen, to find how much left for not happening. And we know, we say that we can give the probabilities in different ways. We can give it as a fraction, which is the most common one, and we can give it as decimal, and we can give it as percentages. Sometimes we use the probability scale to just put the place of chance of that event. Now today we're going to talk about another topic. We're going to talk about equally likely outcomes. And what do we mean by the equally likely outcomes? It's very important to know this concept, because in the next topic we will talk about the other different one, and you know them already, the experimental outcomes and events. So let's start. The main outcome today is how to find probabilities based on equally likely outcomes in practical contexts. So we are going to have different types of questions and many questions about equally likely events. Let's remember important thing of probabilities. Now, every one of you know the dice. If you throw the dice, what are the possible outcomes you could get? We know in the dice we have numbers from 1 to 6. So the outcomes, look, the outcome could be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Not more and not less. It could be any of these if you're throwing one dice. Now, if you're throwing 2 dice, it will be 1 with 1, 1 with 2, 1 with 3. We will talk about this in next time. So what's the probability of getting a number? Probability of getting a number. It's 6 out of 6. All of them are numbers. But if the probability of getting number 1 is, how many ones do we have? Only 1. Out of all the numbers together, 6 numbers. So 1 out of 6. So here we have 6 different numbers. So the probability is the number that we will ask to find over 6. What is that 6? It's the total outcomes. And all the time in the denominator, we should write all the total of all the possible outcomes that we might get. So the probability of getting a given number, 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 6, is 1 over 6 for each one. Okay, now the probability of getting 1 here is it, as we said, 1 over 6. Here we have only one face has number 1. Probability of getting 2 is also 1 over 6, because there is only one face has number 2. Same thing as 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. All the numbers have a chance of 1 over 6. So that's why we call them equally likely. They are all equally likely. They have the same probability. And by the way, be careful whenever you are asked to find probability. So you should give a number. But when they ask you, express the chance or express the likelihood of any question, you just give word: impossible, certain, even, chance, likely, unlikely. But when they tell you find the probability means number, fraction, percentage, decimal. So some other examples of equally likely outcomes is spinning a coin. We know in the coin we either have head or tail. So 1 over 2 for head and 1 over 2 for tail. It's equally likely. Throwing a dice, as we mentioned in the previous example. Picking a card of from a pack, the pack of cards, the playing cards. This is also an equally likely outcome. Now, this is the general rule or formula to write the probability. If all outcomes are equally likely, we can use this rule, which says the probability of an event, probability of E, the event that you want to find, equals the number of favorable outcomes. Number of favorable outcomes is the number of outcomes that the question wants you to find over the total number of outcomes. So the phrase at random is very important in the questions. What do we mean by at random? It's often used to indicate that all outcomes are equally likely. Now, طبعا we will all the questions in grade 7 or in stage 8, the one that you're done with, is about random probabilities, because so that means that we're going to have equally likely probabilities. In the next years, grades 9, 10, and in the upper graders, you will have questions that are not equally likely, that the outcomes will not be chosen at random. There are going to be some conditions to choose it. We're not going to talk about, we didn't talk about that actually in stage 8 in grade 7, but in the next year you will. But anyway, whenever you see the word at random, whenever you see it, you should know that this event is, or this question is talking about as having equally likely outcomes. Okay, let's have here this question. This is the rule again. The outcome is possible result of probability. When rolling the dice, we talked about the outcomes. The outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the event is a specific result. It's the result. What is the outcome? It's the result that you will get. So for example, when you roll a dice, the event of rolling an even number, how many even numbers do we have in the dice? We have only 3 even numbers, 2 or 4 or 6. So these are the outcomes of rolling a dice to get even number. And here we have a coin. What is the probability of getting heads when flipping a coin? The probability of getting heads, now when you threw the coin, what are the possible outcomes that you might get? Either head or tail. So how many outcomes? 2 outcomes. So this is the total number of outcomes. Now, since we care about the heads, how many heads do we have in the one coin? 1 head. So the probability of choosing head is 1 head out of 2 is the total number of events. Now the 1/2, you can write it as a decimal, like 0.5, which is already half. And you can write it as percentages, like 50%, which is already half. Any answer of those 3 answers is correct. Now look here, probability, here. Lawrence is the captain of his track team. The team is deciding on a color and all 8 members wrote their choice down on equal size cards. Look, all the cards are having the same size. We don't have a card that is too big and one very small card. Okay, so all the cards have the same size. If Lawrence picks one card at random, so he's choosing a card randomly, what is the probability that he will pick a blue card? Okay, let me see who can answer this one. Yes, let me first check all the names. Yes, Ragad. Same students every day.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Ragad. So,
So
Ragad,
first we will count how.
Yeah.
We'll count how many blues we have.
Yes.
Which are 3.
Yes, we have 3.
And the total number of cards are 8.
No, we
so
don't
we'll
have.
divide 3 by 8.
Yes, excellent. So 3 blue cards out of all the number of cards. If you count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 out of 8.
8.
Yes. It doesn't. You don't need to do long division to find how much is 3 divided by 8. If you write it like 3, see, we have 3 blue cards out of 8. You can just write your answer as 3/8. And it's not necessarily to give your answer to do long division and give it as 0.375, which is 37.5%. 3/8 is enough. Thank you, Raghan.
You're welcome.
Let's go to this example. All of the letters of the word probably are written on separate cards. One card is choosing at random. What is the probability that it's not a B? And we talked about that last time. Not a B. Kareem Al-Fayoumi. Hi, Kareem. He went. Okay. Muhammad Al-Umari.
Yes.
Is that Kareem or Muhammad? Muhannad. Okay. Yalla, Muhammad.
Probably it have 8 letters.
Yeah.
So 8 minus 2 is 6/8.
Okay. 8. What again? Sorry.
6/8.
What is the 6/8?
No, forgetting not a B.
Hala. How many letters do we have in all?
8.
Excellent. 8 letters. We need to take away 2
2.
B's. So 8 minus 2 is 6 out of 8. Excellent. Yes, excellent, Muhannad. So the cards with letter B are 2 cards. We have 2 B's. And the total number of cards is 8. But we don't need the B's. We need to take away the B cards. So the probability of not choosing a B is 1 minus probability of getting a B, as we said the last time. So 1 minus 2/8 is 6/8, or 3/4 in simplest form if you want to simplify it. If the question didn't mention anything about the simplest form, just keep it as is, 6/8. Okay, thank you, Muhannad. So you can write your answer directly as 6/8 without doing all these explanations, and even without doing 1 minus probability of getting a B. And if you write just 6/8 as your only answer, that is totally correct. So let's go to other questions. Yalla, who would like to answer? Sarah Razam.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah.
Ahmed throws a dice. Find the probability that it is a 2.
Yeah.
1 to 6. 1/6.
Yes, 1/6. Excellent. Now the outcomes of throwing a dice are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6. Choosing a 2 is 1 out of 6. Yes, excellent. So let's go to Lean Al-Kumi.
Find the probability that it's not a 2, it's 5/6.
Yes, of course. If choosing a 2 is 1/6, not choosing a 2, what is that? It's gonna be
5/6.
Yes, 5/6. Or if you want to write it in 4 steps, 1 minus choosing a 2, which is 1 minus 1/6, which is already 5/6. Okay, thank you, Lean. Let's go now to Umar Abu Abed. Please, those who answered, don't raise your hands again. Yalla.
C, not a 5.
Yes.
It's 5/6. Yes, 5/6.
Yes, excellent. Because getting a 5 is 1/6. So not getting a 5 is how much left, which is 5/6. Thank you. Yalla, let's go now to Hazem Abu Hajla.
Not a multiple of 3
Yeah.
will be 4/6.
What are the multiples of 3 in the outcomes
3
then?
and 6.
Only 3 and 6 here are multiples of 3. So
Yeah.
2 of them
4/6.
So how much left? 4/6. Yes, excellent, Hazem. So again, the multiples of 3 here are only 3 and 6. You know, the multiples are the numbers in the multiplication table of 3. So 1 minus getting a multiple of 3, or 1 minus 2/6 is 4/6, or in simplest form, 2/3. Okay, let's go to one more question here. Now, Hanim.
Maha writes the letters of the word mathematics on separate cards.
Yeah.
She takes one card at random, find the probability that the letter on the card is an M.
Yeah.
So all the cards add up to
Here are the cards.
8, 9, 10. Wait, teacher, I guess. So there is 11 cards.
Yeah.
And there is 2 M's. So it's 2 out of 11.
2 out of 11. Yes, excellent, Hanin. So 2 cards have the letter M. Out of all the possible outcomes, 11. Thank you, Hanin. Yalla, let's go to another one. Sala Al-Qaq.
B not an M, 9/11.
Yes, we already know getting an M is 2 out of 11. Not an M is going to be the opposite. Take away 11 minus 2, which is 9. This is it, over 11. Yeah, let's go to C. Jude Al-Khawaja.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so S or T,
Yes.
3 out of 11.
3 out of 11. هلا when we say S or T, يعني getting S and getting T, يعني I mean getting an S, how much is it? Or getting an T, how much is it? Both together.
There is 1 S and 2 T's, yeah.
Yes, excellent. So we have 1 letter S and 2 letter T. So 1, 2, 3 out of 11. Yes. Thank you, Jude. Again, no need to do your steps. But sometimes when we have bigger numbers, when we have a lot of things that we will talk about, we prefer to write the numbers just not to mix up between them. Okay, let's go now to part D. Muhammad Haddad.
Yes, teacher.
Hi.
And B?
D. Getting a B. Yes, Muhammad. Where did you go? Right, let's choose someone else. Kareem again, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, Kareem, yes.
0 out of 11.
Excellent. Yes, in the word mathematics, there isn't any B letter. So it's 0 or 0 out of 11 or 0%. Okay, so 0 is enough. Right, let's go, Muhammad. Okay, let's go to Nada. Nada Hazda.
Yes.
Yes, Nada. Yalla, the last part.
Before J in the alphabet, it's
Yes.
6/11.
before J in the alphabets, يعني you're gonna count the alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so you need to count how many of these letters is before letter J. Now the alphabets before letter J are these here from these cards, A and C and H and I. How many of these cards are there? If you count them, we have 2 A's, 1, 2, and there is a C, 3, and there's an H, 4, and there's an I, 5. So it's actually 5. Oh, 6. Yes, I forgot the. So it's 6 out of 11. Yes, excellent. Yeah, the last example about this. We have here this game, the game of Scrabble. Yalla, Muhammad, are you there again?
This teacher, I muted myself before.
It's okay. Yalla.
Okay. In the game of Scrabble, there are 100 tiles.
Yeah.
Each has one letter or a blank. The table shows the numbers of tiles with vowels.
Yeah.
One tile is taken at random. Find the probability that it is A and an A.
Yeah.
Okay, an A there is, we need to add the frequency first. So 9 plus 12, 21. 21 plus 9, 30, 38, 42. So it's 9 over 42 to be an A.
هلا getting an A, هلا in the table here, they give you only the vowels, but we still have other letters.
Oh, okay. The number shows, okay, the vowels only.
Yes, the table shows the vowels. Yes, excellent. Be careful.
Okay.
We don't only have these letters. They tell you in the question, we have 100 tiles. Some of them are blank, some of them have letters, and some of those letters are vowels. They put here the results of the vowels only, but in all, we have 100 tiles. So getting an A is 9 out of 100.
Okay, 100.
Yes,
Okay.
excellent. Yes. Now, if the question didn't mention anything about the total number of tiles, yani if they tell you there are some cards that are shown in the table and we are going to choose one of these cards, that's going to be exactly like how Muhammad says. We do over 32. Okay, thank you, Muhammad. Yalla, Maryam Yasin.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Maryam.
4 out of 100.
Yes, choosing you is 4 out of 100, and you can simplify it if you want to.
Yes.
Here, it's not needed. You don't need to simplify this. طيب, let's go to C. Rashid Abu Shwayman.
C, which is
Not O.
which is 34 to 100.
Why 34?
Because it's not O, and we will add all of the frequency that it's not O, which is 34.
No, look, Rashid. Choosing O. What is the probability of choosing O?
8 to 100.
8 out of 100. So take away 8 from 100. We don't need the O.
92.
92, yes. Excellent. So first, look at what you care about, the O letter. The O letter is 8 out of 100. It says, I want to subtract the one whole from 8 over 100 from 1. We get 92 over 100. Again, we don't only have the letters in the table. We have 100 tiles. Some with letters, some are blank. So you just need all the time to put the total, which is 100, in the denominator. Okay, let's go to the Zain Al-Jawhari.
Miss, you forgot to mute me.
Wait, Maryam, you're muted now. Yalla, Zaina.
Vowel, we're gonna add 9 plus 12 plus 9 plus 8 plus 4,
excellent.
Which will be 42 out of 100.
Yes, excellent. Choosing a vowel. We know that this table has all the vowels. So you need to add all the frequencies When you add all the numbers, you get 42. The total is out of 100. Now, not a vowel, the last one, Ghada.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, Ghada.
E not a vowel. It's 58 out of 100.
Yes, it's gonna be what's left from taking away 42, since 42 vowels. Take away 42 from the 100. How much left?
58.
58 out of 100. So this is how we write the equally likely outcomes. I'm gonna stop sharing this. It's a very easy lesson. So Lynn left, the only one who didn't answer. Next time, Lynn, inshallah. Inshallah, tomorrow we will talk about another topic and we'll check on it. Thank you, guys. See you. Bye bye. Zena, is there anything before we leave?
Tomorrow there is no class.
I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I know. Tomorrow is off already لأنه رأس السنة الهجرية. فإحنا مش كتير لسه أنا مش عارفة يعني if there is going to be a class or not. بس إذا ما كان فيه رح يكون Sunday.
On Sunday.
Okay. Yes, Muhammad, anything?
Yes, hi, teacher.
Hi.
Teacher, I want to ask you, I was solving the booklet, some of the booklet, and I wanted to make sure of the question if it's wrong in the answer key or no. It is Ivana uses 1.5 kilograms of carrots, 500 grams of potatoes, and 1 gram of onions to make vegetable soup. Write the ratio carrots, potatoes to onions in its simplest form.
Listen, Muhammad, because I don't have it with me now, you can send me your question to my inbox.
Because I don't know, right now it's easy, but I don't know. I think the answer key is wrong.
I will check on it, and I will let you know next time. Okay.
Teacher, do we have a class next week or no? Or
yes. Yes,
okay.
we do, but not the whole week. Only Sunday and Monday.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But remind me next time to tell you about this question. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Muhammad. So see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.